Welcome into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, the show that highlights Giles, Lawrence, and Maury counties in the pages of your local newspapers. I'm Scott Stewart, publisher of the Pulaski Citizen, Main Street Maury, and the Lawrence County Advocate, your local newspapers. We'd like to start this week's show by saying happy Thanksgiving to all of our readers and viewers, and we hope your weekend is full of blessings and many reasons to give thanks. This time of year is a great opportunity to share the gift of community news, sports, and information with friends and family by giving them a subscription to their community newspaper. It's a gift you continue to renew every year, which means it's the gift that keeps on giving. Call 931-363-3544, 615-452-4940, and 931-762-1726, or visit PulaskiCitizen.com, MainStreetMurray.com, or LawrenceCountyAdvocate.net to find out everything you need to know for an online or traditional subscription to any of our newspapers or websites. So now let's get our weekly wrap started this week with the Lawrence County Advocate wrap. The Lawrence County Advocate wrap this week follows a common theme throughout all of our papers: holidays, holidays, and more holidays. Next week, December 2nd and 3rd, is the annual Christmas show at Crockett Theater with It's Christmas Again, y'all. Make sure you pick up a paper, find out when it's going to be and how you can get tickets. Also on page 1 is the announcement that the 35th annual Spirit of Santa breakfast at the Lawrenceburg Parks and Recreation is December 7th. Abigail's Planned Miracle League will be the grand marshals of the Lawrenceburg Christmas Parade this year. That's December the 7th. All of the relevant Thanksgiving closings are on page 1, along with the sad news of the passing of former Lawrence County Executive Marty Duncan. You can also see County Executive David Morgan's tribute to Marty Duncan inside this week's paper. Also inside, firefighters battled a blaze on Pettis Street. The Pleasant Grove Cemetery candlelighting ceremony is December 6th. Santa for Seniors program has started. The LCHS band will perform at the Franklin Christmas Parade. We've got the Lawrence County Senior Citizen schedule for December. Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Lawrenceburg, shares tips on eating healthy for the holidays. The Lawrenceburg Police Department has announced it will serve as the drop-off location for Toys for Tots. The Lawrence County Sheriff's Department is seeking donations and sponsors for the Shop with the Sheriffs. And as always, Lawrence County Advocate has local obituaries, local community events, government notices, auctions and estates, puzzles, and local church directory. Make sure you pick up your copy. And when you do, you'll get sports. In sports, Lawrence County's boys started the season 1-0 with a win over Riverdale, and the Lady Cats got win number 1 on the season as well over Riverdale. Loretta got off to a 2-0 start to the season with wins over Priceville out of Alabama and Smith County in Tennessee. And the boys get started Friday and Saturday of this week. We also have the TSSAA's recent reclassification and how it affects our local teams in football, basketball, baseball, and softball. Finally, our friend Larry Woodard shares his thoughts on fishing and an article on tree stand safety just in time as deer season got started last week. Well, that's it for the Lawrence County Advocate this week. Make sure to get your copy today, and we'll be right back right after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Well, we went all out for you this year, didn't we, little girl? Yep, we got you what you wanted with all the bells and whistles.
A brand new car?
Let's go check it out. Come on. We're here.
Oh my gosh, we're going to the garage. I got a car.
Yep, let's get in here. Let me show you what's going on.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Duggar, got your 18-SEER heat pump with your ultraviolet home treatment system.
I cannot believe it. Thank you.
Yes! Give the gift of clean air this year. Merry Christmas from the Busy Bee family.
He shoots, and he scores!
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. Experience more than 1,000 all-new, handcrafted lanterns, towering creatures, magical worlds, and a North Pole village. At the center of it all, the Smashville Ice Rink. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
The Pulaski Citizen starts this week with my good friend Dina Gibson as our Citizen Spotlight. And you can see her photo at the top and center of the front page, as well as an article about Dina inside this week's edition. On the front page this week, news came out of last week's County Commission meeting that pilot travel centers may be interested in looking at Exit 14. That and a lot of other business is included in Chandler Harmon's article. Chandler also tells us the schedule of the Christmas parades that are coming up across Giles County. New Canaan Ranch has extended its yearly invitation to anyone who wants to join them for Thanksgiving dinner, and Campbellsville's tree lighting is scheduled for Saturday. Inside, Connie Rose shares all the news from last week's Ardmore Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. We've got the most recent news from the Linville Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. Margaret Campbell has some amazing recipes for those Thanksgiving leftovers and for that perfect Thanksgiving dessert. Trey Donovan shares his thoughts on why we do what we do. Campbellsville is recognizing the 160th anniversary of the Battle of Campbellsville. And here's a quick trivia for you. The Pulaski Citizen was in print when that battle took place. Local ham radio operators are commemorating the Trail of Tears in a way that only ham operators can. And Max is our Giles County Humane Association Pet of the Week. The Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church honored their military veterans recently. And as always, the Pulaski Citizen has obituary notices, court docket, property transfers, government public notices, backward glances, fun and games, church directory, the weather forecast from Tennessee Valley Weather, community briefs, and church briefs. And this week is our annual Thanksgiving section, just in time for Thanksgiving. It's funny how that happens, isn't it? It includes the always entertaining recipes and more from the kids down at Growing Tree Nursery. Do not miss it. It's a favorite of everyone every year. There's all of that, and then there's Wade with his sports this week. Take it away, Wade.
What's up, folks? Wade Neely here, sports editor at the Pulaski Citizen. Time for a look at what's in print and what's online this week. Thanksgiving week for the November 27th edition of the Pulaski Citizen sports page. All good things must come to an end, and unfortunately that was true in emphatic fashion for the Richland Raiders as they fell in a heartbreaker 55-7 last Friday night over at McKenzie. That game was in the 1A quarterfinals, a place that Richland had not been since the late 80s. But Richland's magical run does come to a close again in a 55-7 loss over at McKenzie. By the way, we broadcast that game on Pulaski Citizen Live. Mark my eyes and yours truly. You can download the Mixler app and search PCL Richland to not only listen to that game, but all of our Raider broadcasts during the 2024 season. As Richland finishes the year 9-4. Again, first time they had won 9 games since 1989. First time they had advanced in the postseason that far since the late 80s as well. But nothing went right for Richland. It was a frustrating night against one of the best teams across the state, regardless of classification. McKenzie jumped out to a 7-0 lead. On their very first drive, they marched down and opened up the scoring. On their second drive, they went in one play, a 49-yard strike, as Tate Serber, a kid who's probably going to win Mr. Football at the 1A level, really dazzled in the Richland defeat the other night for his McKenzie Rebels. Down 14-0, Richland trying to make some magic happen. A pick six goes against Blaine Woodard, and it was 21-0 with 5:06 left in the first quarter. So Richland, credit to head coach Nick Patterson, though, and the Raiders. They dug their heels in deep, and on their next drive, they scored what would be their lone points of the night, but they scored when Woodard finds Jake Sands deep in the end zone, 39 yards for a touchdown. So frustrating night all around. But as we saw earlier this year, Giles County got a taste of McKenzie as well, and they are a likely state champion at the 1A level. Certainly will have a great shot again after knocking out Richland in the 1A quarterfinals. Make sure you read all about that in print. I was privileged enough to write the story. Mark deferred to me this week after we both made the trip over to McKenzie. And hats off again to all of those Raiders, all the Raiders seniors, staff, and coaches and fans, as they've got something that should be celebrated this year, but also should be fun to watch for the years to come. We close, as always, with words from our friend Larry Woody, but not all. That's not all we got, ladies and gentlemen. We had photography. I don't want to say spies, but we had our minions out and about, scurrying all across Giles County, scurrying across southern Middle Tennessee last week for the opening week of high school basketball, as Giles County played 2 different doubleheaders and Richland played 1. So all of our teams are in action. Make sure you check out all of our photos. Thanks to our editor, Carrie Jane Malone, for piecing all those together. And thanks to our photographers behind the scenes for making all that happen. So kind of an update there on what's actually in print. Both of those will be online as well. And then if you quickly go to the back of this week's sports page, if you pick perfect, you can win $1,200 as part of the Fearless Forecasters. Your boy is currently sitting in second place. Mark Mize is our first place leader, but he only by 1 game. Our editor, Carrie Jane Malone, sits in third. It's a big week for us in the Fearless Forecasters panel. But again, if you pick perfect, you can win $1,200. Even if you don't go perfect, however, you're still going to win a prize courtesy of our friends this week at Sundrop Bottling Company. So make sure you check all that out. That's all the time we've got here from Southern Middle Tennessee, the southernmost portion of Southern Middle Tennessee. Wade Neely here at the Pulaski Citizen, saying so long.
He shoots, and he scores!
Well, we went all out for you this year, didn't we, little girl? Yep, we got you what you wanted with all the bells and whistles.
A brand new car?
Let's go check it out. Come on. We're here.
Oh my gosh, we're going to the garage. I got a car.
Yep, let's get in here. Let me show you what's going on.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Duggar, got your 18 SEER heat pump with your ultraviolet home treatment system.
I cannot believe it. Thank you.
Yes!
Give the gift of clean air this year. Merry Christmas from the Busy Bee family.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. Experience more than 1,000 all-new, handcrafted lanterns, towering creatures, magical worlds, and a North Pole village. At the center of it all, the Smashville Ice Rink. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Hello, Maury County. I'm your dedicated Columbia reporter, Andrew Pearson, and here is our wrap for the week of November 25th. 3 local lawyers, Jerry Breidenbaugh, Tom DuBois, and Byron Lindbergh, opened a new practice in Columbia, and they plan to cover most areas of law between them. The opening party was at their new office on South Garden Street, just down the street from Main Street Murray's office, and your correspondent got to try Byron Lindbergh's homemade cake. It was delicious. In addition to being a very accomplished mediating lawyer and other things, he also plays jazz piano and bakes regularly. He encourages people to drop by and try his baking creations. City Councilman-elect Andy Hart declined to take his seat representing Columbia's Ward 5. He cited family considerations and thanked everyone who voted for him and supported him. The vacancy will be filled by a city council appointee, but when that will happen hasn't yet been announced. The county commissioners applauded the election commission for receiving an independent watchdog group's Best in State award. The county commission also approved the last $610,000 for the renovation of the animal shelter, recognized Maury County's 217th anniversary of incorporation, and planned a special session for December 2nd to discuss rezoning some land. Maury County Animal Services will not accept animals surrendered by their owners from now until April in order to undertake the renovations. In the last 2 months at least, Animal Services pickups were double what they were at this time last year, and the overwhelming majority of the animals were from Columbia. Spring Hill's Board of Mayors and Aldermen is studying plans for a 700-acre commerce center off Jim Warren and Duplex Roads. The developer will shoulder development costs and infrastructure that would otherwise be installed at public expense. On the other pages, Governor Bill Lee signed an order to protect the Duck River by proposing bills to conserve water and taking counsel from environmental advocacy groups. Shell and Quick Mart donated more than $9,000 to the Child Advocacy Center at Kids Place. A 19-year-old cyclist was killed by a bus leaving the Publix parking lot in Spring Hill. Columbia honored small businesses on Small Business Saturday. The Family Center held a turkey drive that benefited almost 750 families, and Columbia's First Methodist Church held a Veterans Day ceremony honoring Air Force veteran Tom Mataskella. That's all the news for the week in Main Street Murray. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's go to Maurice Patton for sports.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Murray. The Thanksgiving print edition of Main Street Murray for November 27th Man, we got a lot of stuff in here. Be sure and check it out. We've got coverage of Columbia Academy's Division 2A state semifinal win over Donaldson Christian that sends the Bulldogs into their first ever state football championship game. Again, coverage of that. That was a great game on a lot of fronts for the Bulldogs. Be sure and check that out. We've also got some Zion Christian news as the Maury County private school will be returning to Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association membership for the 2025-26 school year after dipping out of the TSSAA for the last 3 years, I guess, and playing as a member of the Tennessee State Independent Athletic Association. So Zion Christian coming back into the TSSAA fold for the next school year, also making a move with their football coaching position as Kurt Bethard has been dismissed after 3 seasons. Speaking of coaching changes, we told you that Independence had dismissed Scott Stidham a couple of weeks ago after 3 years. Well, they brought back Stidham's predecessor, Scott Blade, who led Independence to a state championship during his 9-year tenure, also a state runner-up finish in back-to-back years, is returning to the Eagles helm. So we've got coverage of that as well. So a lot of football, but hey, winter sports, we got you covered too. We've got Main Street Maury area capsules for boys and girls basketball programs as the 2025-26 season, the 2024-25 season, let's not rush things, has tipped off. We've also got wrestling capsules for our area programs, Columbia Central, Independent, Spring Hill, and Summit. So we've got all of that in the print edition this week. Be sure and check that out. And we will have coming up high school basketball coverage, high school wrestling coverage, probably have a little Columbia State coverage, all on the website, mainstreetmaury.com. Be sure and check that out. We've also got in print updated brackets heading as the postseason continues for, not necessarily our local teams, but for teams of local interest. So you can check those out. We've got state semifinal games coming up this week in Division 1. Mostradamus will have his picks online later this week, so you can be sure and check those out at the website, mainstreetmaury.com as well. And again, next week in print, we'll have some high school basketball, some high school wrestling, some football as we get you ready for the Blue Cross Bowl. With Columbia Academy advancing to next week's state championship game, they'll be practicing on Thanksgiving, which is, not an inconvenience, but it's more of a accomplishment. And we will be on hand for Columbia Academy's Thanksgiving practice on Thursday. We'll have coverage of that on the website and in print next week. So be sure and check that out as they get ready for their Blue Cross Bowl state championship matchup with Nashville Christian on next Thursday, December 5th. So we've got a lot in this week's print edition. We'll have a lot online. We will have a lot in next week's print edition. Be sure and check all of that out at Main Street Maury and at mainstreetmaury.com. I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor for Main Street Maury. We'll see y'all next week.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Happy Wednesday. I'm Kelly Rawson in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We are going to be warmer today compared to yesterday thanks to a wind out of the south ahead of our next weather maker. But we're dry for this morning as temperatures start off in the 40s. We're going to rise into the lower 60s again. A nice breeze out of the south, 10 to 15 miles an hour, ushering in that warmer air ahead of the cold front that is to come and to bring us rain and storms for the overnight. Maybe a shower before 6 p.m., but I'm thinking we're going to be mainly dry for the rest of today. And then again, a few rain showers and then showers and storms for overnight. Not really expecting any severe weather for southern middle Tennessee, just some rain, thunder, and lightning as this pushes through. And then we'll be left over with some showers for the rest of your Thanksgiving. So the worst of it will be over overnight. Again, just with some scattered to widespread showers and storms. For Thanksgiving, we are looking at that rainfall eventually coming to an end by afternoon, but temperatures will be falling throughout the day, starting off in the mid-50s, eventually cooling off into right around 30 for the overnight. And then for Black Friday shoppers, you folks are going to be chilly. It's going to be cold, and it's going to stay cold for the rest of the weekend as well.
Well, that's it this week for Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. Make sure you get a copy of your local newspaper online or traditional newspaper so you don't miss a minute of all the local coverage we've got lined up for you. For more information on subscribing to any of our local newspapers, visit mainstreetmediatn.com. That's mainstreetmediatn.com. Again, thank you for trusting us as your source for local news, events, and sports. And again, may God bless you on this holiday when we thank Him for His mercy and His grace. And good Lord willing, we'll be right back here next week with Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.
He shoots, and he scores!
Well, we went all out for you this year, didn't we, little girl? Yep, we got you what you wanted with all the bells and whistles.
A brand new car?
Let's go check it out. Come on. We're here.
Oh my gosh, we're going to the garage. I got a car.
Yep, let's get in here. Let me show you what's going on.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Duggar, got your 18 SEER heat pump with your ultraviolet home treatment system.
I cannot believe it. Thank you.
Yes! Give the gift of clean air this year. Merry Christmas from the Busy Bee family.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. Experience more than 1,000 all-new, handcrafted lanterns, towering creatures, magical worlds, and a North Pole village. At the center of it all, the Smashville Ice Rink. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll